Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello friends, myself Professor Uday Bukre. Now I am welcoming you on your own YouTube channel Ekeeda. If you are watching my video for first time, my request is please subscribe to our channel Ekeeda and also press bell icon for your latest notifications. Students, today we are going to learn for CA Intercourse Accountancy subject topic single entry. We are learning now question number 10, which is on your screen. Let's read the question. Mr. Anup runs a wholesale business wherein all purchases and sales are made on credit. They are very clear. All purchases and sales are made on credit. That means there is an absence of cash sales and there is absence of cash purchases. He furnishes the following closing balances on the respective date, of course, 31st December 15 and 31st December 16. Debtors, bills receivable, bills payable, sundry creditors, inventory, bank and cash. You can notice all these balances are given. With the help of this, we will prepare opening statement of affairs, that is on 31st December 2015. That is, it will be as good as 1st January 16. And also they gave you the closing balances. We will try to find out what is the reason between the two balances, and that will be definitely provided in the example. We will read that. One more thing, they have given you cash and a bank balance separately. If they give you details of cash and bank balances separately, then we will go for that. Otherwise we will assume it as a combined account. So we have to just wait and watch. Summary of cash transactions. They have given you summary of cash transactions during the year 2016. Deposited in bank after payment of shop expenses rupees 600 per month, wages rupees 9200 per month, and personal expenses 1400 rupees per month, rupees 760 to 750. So this amount is deposited after making the payment for these items. So obviously it has been paid in cash, and thereafter remaining cash is deposited into bank. Withdrawals are given 1,21,000, that is cash to bank. Cash payment to suppliers 77,200 for supplies and 25,000 for furniture. You can notice earlier furniture was 70,000 and now it is 92,000. So there must be some purchase of furniture. If 70,000 is added with 25,000, I will be able to get 95,000. But closing furniture, they have given you 92,000. So we'll wait and see what exactly happened over here. Checks collected from customer but dishonored. Entry will be debtors to bank. Bills accepted by customer, debtors to bills receivable. Entry will be bills receivable to debtors. Entry will be bills receivable to debtors. Bills endorsed, entry will be creditors to bills receivable. Bills discounted 20,000 and discount amount is 750. That means we have received 19,250. Your entry will be bank debit 19,250, discount debit 750 to bills receivable. Bills matured and duly collected 16,000. So we have collected the bill 16,000. Bill accepted 24,000. When you accept the bill, your entry will be creditors to bills payable. Paid to suppliers by check 3,20,000. Bills received rupees 20,000 on maturity. Repeat. Received rupees 20,000 on maturity of LIC policy of the proprietor by check. So we have received as an additional capital. See, policy is of proprietor, and when that money is brought in the business, it will be your capital. So your entry will be bank to capital. Rent received 14,000 by check for the premises owned by the proprietor. Rent received 14,000 by check for the premises owned by the proprietor, means I can say once again it is your additional capital. Building was purchased on 30th of 11 2016. That means building is purchased during the period. If you see this balance which is given to you, in this there is no building given. No building given. So I can say building is purchased during the current year for rupees, for opening a branch for rupees 3,50,000, and some expenses were incurred in this building, details of which are not maintained. Some expenses are incurred on this building and we don't know the details of that we will see. Electricity and telephone bills purchased, paid by cash and due rupees 2,200, that is fine. Other transactions, claims against the firm for damage file 1,55,000 is under legal dispute. So I can say it is a claim, it is a contingent liability. It is a contingent liability and it will not be recorded. Legal expenses 17,000. The firm anticipates defeat in the suit, so they are expecting that the suit will not be in our favor. That means we have to just wait for the result. But how much expenses we have incurred? 17,000. Goods returned to supplier 4,200. Goods returned by customer 1,200. Discount offered by supplier 2,700. Discount offered to customer 2,400. Business is carried on at the rented premises for an annual rent of rupees 20,000, which is outstanding at the year end. Okay, so rent is outstanding at the end of the year. Prepare trading and profit and loss account of Mr. Anup for the year ended 31st December 2016 and balance sheet on that date. So students, I need to prepare trading and P&L account and balance sheet of Mr. Anup. In the books of Anup, we will prepare all these things. Okay? Along with that, we will have some working notes. So students, we are ready with this format of trading P&L account as well as a balance sheet on the 31st of December 2016. Now we have to go ahead with the question. Let's go ahead with the question now. In the question, at the beginning they gave you these balances that will be a part of opening balance sheet. So I will open the balance sheet on that day. Rather, I will prepare statement of affairs on 31st of December 2015. So I am preparing that. December 15 can be also understood as 1st January 2016. So students, this data I am copying in my opening statement of affairs. So just have a patience. I am recording it. Data, bills receivable, bills payable, creditors, inventory, bank and cash. All these data I am writing now. So students, I have entered the data on 31st of December 15 in this statement of affairs. Now second effect of this will be in the respective accounts. So I have to prepare respective accounts. Let's go step by step. Firstly, on the assets and I am getting debtors, so I will prepare a debtors account. Next account is given inventory, and this inventory I am going to write in my trading account. Bank and cash, these two accounts are given, and we have seen the question that they have given you clear cut difference between bank and cash transactions. So I will open bank account and I will open cash account in a columnar form. Alternatively, I can prepare separately, bank account separately and cash account separately. Both of these are very easy for you to prepare, right? So we will prepare columnar. Next, we have a bills payable and creditors. So we will have these two accounts back to back. We are writing opening balances. Bills payable 12,000. And creditors, we have given effect to this first column. Now we are going for the transactions which are provided. Summary of cash transactions given to you. Deposited to bank after payment of shop expenses, wages and personal expense of so and so, this amount is deposited. After these payments, money is deposited into bank. That means there are no other payment beyond this unless they specifically mention out of cash. So we will wait and see, and we will post actually accordingly. Firstly, let me consider the money deposited into bank. How much is deposited? 762, 750. What will be our entry? Bank account debit to cash account. So I am writing in my cash book. Firstly, let me write the opening balance. These two balances I have written 5,300 and 87,000. Information number 1, summary of the cash book. So they are very clear. Summary of the cash transactions rather. Deposited into bank after payment of shop expenses, wages and personal expense amount 762, 750. So let us go step by step. This amount is deposited after payment of these things. So I will give credit in the cash book or cash account for these expenses paid. By shop expenses, amount spent is 600 per month. So for 12 months, 12 6 are 72, 7,200 we have paid. Wages we have paid 9,200 per month. So these payments are recorded and thereafter money is deposited. So I can say thereafter I am writing here this cash is paid into the bank. So I will say by bank account. It is a contra entry. So I am mentioning here C for contra. Amount is 762, 750. Bank account on debit side is 760 to 750. So this is what we have recorded, and second effect of these things will be given. So I am coming to my PL account. Shop expenses 7,200. Next was wages 1,10,400 that I will debit to the trading account. Drawings I will debit to the capital account, or I can say I will minus from the capital account. So in balance sheet directly I am writing now capital account. I am not preparing separately. From capital I am minusing drawings which were 1,400 per month. It was 16,800. So second aspect of this are given. This we have debited to P&L, wages we have debited to trading, drawing we have subtracted from the capital, and this bank account we have debited in bank column of the cash book. So here also I am writing it is contra item. So we have recorded these transactions. So I can say my first transaction, summary of cash transaction, is over. Withdrawals of course from the bank are provided to you. It will be recorded as cash account debit to bank. So once again effect will be in cash book. Cash account debit to bank, and bank account will be credited by cash account contra. So we have completed this second information also. Cash payment to suppliers 77,200 for supplies and 25,000 for furniture. So it is a cash paid. So I am writing here by creditors account and by furniture account. Amount is 77,200 and 25,000. So 25,000 furniture is added. So while crediting cash account, I will debit my creditors account and furniture account. Furniture account of course will be shown in the balance sheet. Firstly, creditors account will be debited. And for furniture, I am directly writing in the balance sheet. Furniture new, we are writing. This was not there in the beginning, so it is new furniture, and of course there are no depreciation etc. are given, so we'll ignore that part. Next is checks collected from customer but dishonored, 5,700. So checks. So student, they are saying checks collected from customer but dishonored 5,700. So what entry you pass when checks are received? We will say bank account debit to debtors. And if check get bounce, we will say debtors account debit to bank. So in bank, we will credit by debtors account. So I will say debtors account will be debited. Bills accepted by customer. Our entry will be bills receivable to debtors. So let us record the entry. So we have completed transaction number 5. Bills endorsed 10,000. So we have endorsed our bills receivable in favor of creditors. So our entry will be creditors to bills receivable. Bills discounted 20,000. Discount being 750. So our entry will be bank account debit, discount account debit to bills receivable account credit. So bills receivable account firstly I am crediting by bank account and by discount account. Discount will be debited to P&L afterward. Discount amount they gave you 250 and bill amount they mentioned 20,000. So I can say 19,750 will be the amount you have collected, right? So it will be debited accordingly to the respective account. Bank account will be debited to students. Discount they gave you 750. They gave you discount of 750. Therefore, we have collected 19,250 as a bank balance. So 19,250 bank and discount will be considered 750. So bank account will be debited 19,250 to bills receivable account. And discount on bill will be debited to P&L. So we have done with this transaction of discounting of bill. Next, bills matured and duly collected. When they are saying bills matured and duly collected, now the thing is that money is received, but we don't know it is cash or credit. Here you can notice it is a cash transaction given. Here there is a big understanding we should have. We are presuming all bill of exchange transactions are rotated through bank. Alternatively, we can take it in cash and remaining amount at the end of the question we will find as a remaining amount which is for building or any other expense. So that is absolutely fine. You have to give the assumption. But now I am assuming the amount of bill of exchanges are adjusted through bank unless they mention it is in cash. So bills matured and duly collected are 16,000. So my entry will be bank account debit to bills receivable account. So in your cash book to bills receivable account 16,000 and in my bills receivable account it will be credited by bank account 16,000. So this we have done. Bills accepted are 24,000. We accept the bill in favor of creditors. So my entry will be creditors to bills payable. In this way, these all transactions are taken care. Now next, paid suppliers by check 3,20,000. So they are very clear. It is paid by check. So I can say creditors to bank 3,20,000. So my entry will be creditors account debit to bank account. So bank account on credit side by creditors account 3,20,000. Next, this transaction number 10 we have taken. Transaction number 11, received 20,000 on maturity of one of the LIC policy of the proprietor by check. So we received the money. So it is additional capital from the proprietor. So bank account debit to capital account. This is LIC payment we have received. it will be added to the capital. So in your balance sheet, we will note down additional capital LIC 20,000 I am adding here. Next transaction number 12. Rent received 14,000 by check from the proprietor from the premises owned by the proprietor. So once again it is additional capital. Once again my entry will be the same. In bank column I will write to capital account. So rent we have received, students, 14,000. So I am writing here 14,000, and this will be added to the capital also. So in balance sheet, additional capital, personal rent paid in the bank, 14,000. Next they are saying building was purchased on 30th of 11/2016 for opening a branch for rupees 3,50,000. Some expenses also were incurred on this building, details of which are not maintained. They are saying a building was purchased and some expenses also were incurred. They are not mentioned whether it is paid by cash or it is paid by check. Now common sense we will apply. When we purchase the fixed asset, by default we will make the payment by check. It is once again clearly assumption, it can be a subjective solution now. So I am assuming that money for building is paid by check. Some amount I know and some amount I don't know. So for building I know I paid firstly 350 plus there are some expenses. At the minute I am keeping this on hold. In my cash book, while closing the bank column, I may get some difference on payment side. That could be a payment for building which will include 350 as well as some additional expenses. So at the minute it is on hold. Next transaction is given 14 number. Electricity and telephone bills paid by cash 18,700 and due amount is still 2,200. So I can say my total electricity and telephone bills must be 20,900. That is total of these two. So let us write down in your P&L account first. Paid by cash 18,700 plus outstanding amount is given 2,200. So will it total to 20,900? It will total to 20,900. Second effect, cash account credit side. Paid is only 18,700, so that I have written, but how much is not paid will be your liability of the current period. Outstanding electricity and telephone bill. $2,200. Next, other information. Other information given, claim against the firm for damage 1,55,000 is under the legal dispute. Means this claim will be honored only when that case get clear. The legal expenses were 17,000. So legal expenses we paid legal expense how much? 17,000. So 17,000 is the payment. So I can say legal expense account debit to cash or bank. Once again it is going to be subjective whether it is cash or bank, right? Let us read this example again. They are saying legal expenses of 17,000, right? This is what we have to pay. We can assume whether it is paid or we can assume it is outstanding. It is up to you, because claim is against the firm for damage of 1,55,000 under the legal dispute. Legal expense of 17,000 are supposed to be there, and they are supposed to get the defeat the suit. Means somebody has claimed against you and you are likely to pay, assume that this claim result will be in our favor. 17,000 is yet to be paid because claim is still going on. So legal expenses we are assuming outstanding, so we are debiting to the P&L account, but it will be taken as outstanding expenses. Since it is outstanding, it will be your liability. Now students, one thing is very clear, we can assume also that it is paid in cash or check because question is silent. But what I am saying, since case is going on, these expenses are likely to be paid by you. Okay, and result of the suit, result of the court case may be in your favor or it may be in favor of other party, but these expenses we are assuming it is paid because still case is going on, and when it is finalized we will pay. Okay, so we'll go with the next. Goods returned to supplier 4,200, it is your purchase return. So your entry will be creditors to purchase return 4,200. Purchases we will write as and when we get that amount. Goods returned by customer 1,200 is your sales return. So sales return to debtors in debtors account on credit side by sales return. And in my trading account I am writing by sales, and from that I am writing minus return 1,200. Discount offered by supplier, it is discount received, creditors to discount received. In P&L account on credit side by discount received. Discount offered to customers 2,400 is discount allowed to debtors. Discount allowed account debit to debtors account credit. So discount allowed we will debit to P&L. Next, the business was carried on at a rented premises for an annual rent of rupees 20,000 which is outstanding at the end of the year. So 20,000 outstanding rent is there. So I am writing here, and outstanding rent will be your liability. Students, we have collected all additional information except one about the building that we will see later on. Now I am coming to questions first page. On first page they gave you some balances. These balances they gave you, so we will write in the closing balance sheet as well as in the respective account. So please wait for that. I am just noting it down in the balance sheet and all. Students, I have completed writing everything in my balance sheet. Debtors, bills receivable, inventory, bank, cash. Next, I have also written bills payable and creditors. So this second column I have recorded in the balance sheet. Now in the respective account effect will be given. So I am coming one by one. Firstly, let us see debtors. Closing balance is 92,000. So in debtors account I will write. Bills receivable they give you 6,000. So next they gave you bills payable balance 14,000. Creditors they gave you 56,000. They gave you inventory 1,90,000 which is credited in your trading account. Bank 87 and cash 5,300. It is closing balance of cash book. So students, we have given second effect of the closing balances which were given here. You can note down these closing balances we have recorded. Now I need to close each of this segment of my working note slowly. It is always advisable to go for debtors along with bills receivable, creditors along with bills payable, then we will jump to the cash. If any cash transaction is left out, we will find out. Firstly, let us go with the debtors. Debtors have paid you some amount. That amount is missing. So some amount debtors have paid you that we have not yet recorded here, so I cannot close my debtors account. So collection from debtors is missing. But if you see my bills receivable account, it is practically having no issue in closing. Let me check it out. There is still difference of 3,000. Now what happened with this? When bills receivable account is credited, it is credited when we collect the payment or when bill get dishonored. Here, endorsed bill are given, but bill dishonor is not mentioned anywhere in the example. So I am assuming that this 3000 is bills dishonored. So I am writing here by debtors account. In the bracket I am mentioning it is dishonor of the bill. Debtors account on debit side I am writing here to bills receivable account. It is bill dishonored 3000. Still now I can't close because here cash collected from debtors is missing. So we will wait and see. Creditors account. Let us try to close because creditors every data is given. Cash paid to the creditors is given, check paid to the creditors is given. So it is easy for me to close my creditors account. So I am closing my creditors account now. 494,100. Difference is 454,100. Can't I say creditors? Important information missing is credit purchases. So we will assume that these are your credit purchases. So I am writing in my trading account credit purchases. So your net purchases are 449,900. Okay. Next, bills payable. You can notice credit side is heavier, so I am closing that. Total is 36,000. 22,000 we must have paid for bills bills accepted. So I can say these are the bills honored. We are assuming it is out of bank. So to bank account. In the bracket I am assuming it is bills payable honored. So coming to the credit side of the cash book. In this way we have completed all other accounts except cash book and debtors. Now in cash book one thing is sure, our debtors have paid us some money that we have not received yet, we have not yet recorded, and one more payment for building is still missing. So we'll wait and watch. We'll close cash book. Firstly cash column. In cash column there is no other transaction to record. There is no other transaction to record. So I am closing my cash column. These two amounts, students, I have interchanged. So let me correct it. It is 5,300 and it is 87,000. So I am writing here below. So by mistake I have written this. You can notice bank was 87. So 87,000. Okay. So let me take the total now. 10,23,350. So money must have been collected from the debtors minus 5,200 minus 121,000. 897,150. It is the amount which we must have collected from the debtors in cash. So in debtors account I am writing on the credit side 597,150. Sorry, 897,150. Let me close this. One more thing what I have observed here, they are saying that checks are dishonored 5,700. So these checks must have also been received. That transaction we have missed out. See what they have given you. Checks received are dishonored from the debtors. See that. So check received entry we will record separately because check received entry we have to pass. So I have missed out that entry. I am recording now. By bank account 5,700 and checks received. So I will also record in the cash book. This is actually contra effect of this. 5,700 check is dishonored. That means it must have been received also. So received entry I have not recorded. So I have recorded now. So let me close my debtors account. It is 1038,450. From that I will minus these debit side items. 959,750. It must be your credit sale. This credit sale will record in the trading account. 959,750 minus 1,200 will give me 958,550. 958,550. Next thing, sir, our cash book is still open. In my cash book I will close my bank column now. there is a difference of 3,72,000 in bank column. On payment side, this payment we must have made for the building. You can notice, student, they have given you building was purchased on that day for 350 and also some expenses are incurred. So we are very sure that money is paid 350 plus something, and that amount comes to now 3,72,000. So I am noting it by building 3,50,000 building plus expenses. 3,50,000 we paid for building plus expenses related to that must be 22,000. So in this way we incurred entirely for building 3,72,000, which will appear as your asset. In this way, in working note we have closed everything except last year's statement of affairs. So last year's statement of affairs will be closed now. It is your capital 238,200. This you will write in the current year's balance sheet as the opening capital. So student, now we are open to close our trading P&L account. So let's come to trading and P&L account. Find out our GP and NP. To GP carried down 478,250. So student, I have got net profit of 4,12,700. I want to take you to this particular line. A claim against firm for damage 1,55,000 under legal dispute. The legal expense 70,000. The firm is anticipate defeat in the suit. Means we are likely to lose the suit. We are likely to incur that this loss will be there. So this net profit is subject to loss due to claim to the extent of rupees 1,55,000. Alternatively, I could have a provision for this. I would have reduced this. So I am not doing that because claim is still going on. It is under legal dispute. So I am not considering it. I am considering as my contingent liability. So my net profit is 412,700. So I am taking total of this balance sheet. I am also noting my contingent liability for claim against company rupees 1,55,000, for which provision has not been made. If you make a provision, your net profit will decline by 155,000. That is the only difference you can find in other solution. So we are assuming it is a contingent liability, and that's why our answer is coming to this net profit 412,700. I hope you have understood this question. This question have a lot of twists and turns, full of twists and turns. So I want this question you please go through again and again, at least for 2 times, then only you will be able to understand. For any queries, please get back to me. Thank you for watching this wonderful video. God bless you all.